Hello everybody, welcome back and welcome to my second jewellery video of 2026. This one is not going to be, or maybe is not going to be as exciting as my first one, but it is a continuation of my jewellery making journey. This time I am not making my own bezels and veils. I can't do that every time. I would love to, but I'd only get one video a month out if I did that, I think. Sometimes I just need to do something that's a bit simpler and a bit more beginner friendly. I also bought these bezels long before I expected to ever attempt making my own, so they can't go to waste. However, in some respects this was harder. I'll tell you a bit more about that in a moment. To catch you up on where we're at, the large heart there is from a set of bezels I bought, probably from Temu, potentially Amazon. I will have a look, and if it's Amazon I will link them. And those small hearts came from Hobbycraft. For this video, I'm going to make a necklace and earring set, or rather I'm going to make two because the first one doesn't turn out how I like it. But the point being, I'm going to make sets rather than just a necklace and just earrings. So as you can see, I have stuck them to some jewellery tape and I'm using some cocktail sticks or toothpicks, depending where you're from, on the edges of the tape to help me peel it up. That's a tip that I got from somebody in the live chat of my premiere on the previous jewellery video. Thank you to the person who suggested that to me. A big apology to make, but also a promise. I've got an apology that I'm still have a habit of falling out of frame, but from my next video and all future videos, I've sorted out a way to know what area of my desk is in frame. So I promise that future videos will be better. Hopefully you don't miss anything of the actual jewellery making. But at the moment you can see that I've got some little nail art embellishments that are off screen, and I'm just picking out which ones I want to use. Some of them are a good size for the pendant, but too big for the earrings. Some of them are small enough for the earrings, but you'd barely be able to see them in the pendant. So I settle on these bows, and I think they look really cute with the ends of the ribbons touching the bottoms of the earring bezel. I think that looks really cute and they line up really well. I have to play about a bit more with the positioning within the pendant because of that being a lot bigger. And actually I had forgotten until just now. I changed my mind about those bows in the earrings. I decided they're too big. So I find some other smaller bows. They don't look the same because they don't have the ribbon tails, but they're still bows and they still look cute. At this stage I'm thinking it needs a little bit of something else. And my problem is not knowing where to stop. At first it's not too bad. I use some little tiny beads from these sets just to give little highlights of something, a little something extra to catch the light, maybe, hopefully. But you'll see later I decide to put some colour in as well, and that's where it goes wrong. I just don't know when to stop sometimes. It was very tricky getting these tiny beads out of this, or these pots. I ended up using jewellery tape to stick some to the tape and then pick off the bits I don't want and empty the little bits into a little cup. Okay, I'm going to put a layer of UV resin down. This is my first time using one that I've bought from Temu. Oh, sorry, not Temu, Shein. And I'm quite impressed with it. It sets really nicely. The one that I usually use can sometimes stay a bit too sticky or stay sticky for longer. This one sets really nicely straight away. I'm using the torch on my other phone to shine it up from different angles so that I can see bubbles more clearly. With this clear layer, I will put my bows into position and just randomly place some beads around them before I cure. As you can see, that was rather a difficult task. I got as many outside the bezel as I got inside, and the ones inside weren't staying spread around, they kept pulling to the centre. I decided to go ahead and cure the earrings before the pendant to stop them moving around.
Small hands, big dreams on a cluttered desk. UV light glowing, giving my heart a test. Not every piece starts from scratch.
And here I decide they need just a little tiny bit of something else.
Learning beauty lives everywhere. Still learning, still shining.
Another layer to top coat those. No doubt these will get more than one top coat, so I decide to revert to my other brand that I usually use from Amazon, the one that sometimes stays a bit sticky. Now that I'm getting a stock of different brands, I've done the same with epoxy. I've tried a Shein epoxy for the first time as well. I'm going to start being a bit more thoughtful about which I use when. So because I know I'm going to give it at least another one top coat on here, I decide to use my one that sometimes stays sticky, because I know I'm going to top coat it again and I'll use the other one for that. So I have cured them again and I've come to take them off the tape, and I can already see a problem on the pendant. However, I don't want to waste this set. I want to try and rescue it, especially because those little hearts from Hobbycraft, you only get 8 in a pack. I don't really want to waste them. So this was the problem here. Can you see the air pocket to the right of the bow? Whereas the bezels, the pendant bezels are 10 a penny. But I didn't want to waste the earrings. I know I didn't have to waste the earrings anyway, but I didn't want to waste the set. After cleaning them up a little, I'm just putting another top coat on that side before I go to work on the back. Out come my chameleon powders. I don't use them often. Olive. I considered using olive and then settled on champagne. And I'll jump ahead to putting the colour on.
Small hands, big dreams on a cluttered desk. UV light glowing, giving my heart a test. Not every piece starts from scratch, I know, but every design helps my confidence grow. I'm choosing colors, pouring care.
With the pendant, you can see it didn't fully disguise the issues with the resin, but the bow still stands out nicely. Unfortunately, on the earrings, the bows no longer stand out nicely. So there's a problem with the pendant and there's a different problem with the earrings. So that's why I decided to make another set. But I still think that first set is quite pretty. And that is why I said at the beginning that in some ways this was more difficult than the other video, because with the other video I was copying the artists and trying to copy their technique. With this project, I'm having to make up the design myself and obviously make mistakes. For this set, I have decided to go with hearts inside the hearts. These hearts are made with a rose petal design, so there are ridges throughout the pieces. So I have to treat them as though I was putting resin on a rose, as in get resin in between all of the ridges or into all of the ridges. I don't think I need to repeat much of what I said earlier. This one should be fairly self-explanatory, so I'm just going to let you watch to some music.
In a quiet room, late night glow, mixing dreams with resin slow. Some ideas I already know, some scare me half to death, but I still go. Epoxy waves and UV light, trying to get it wrong to get it right. Hands not perfect, that that's okay. Every mark is part of the way. I step outside what feels safe and known, build something beautiful on my own. If it breaks, I'll show you why. If it works, we'll both fly. I make it with a heart, every part. Love in the mess, love in the art. If I say I should have, you'll understand. If I can't fix it, you still learn from my hands. Made with a heart from the start. This is creating with a heart. Some days smooth, some days rough, some days yeah, some days that's enough. But every pour, every try has a...
I decided to use high viscosity for top coating this one.
It's meant to be. I'll teach you step by step with me. If I don't, at least you'll know what not to do when you go. Comfort zones are made to bed. Mistakes can still be teacher's friend. No gatekeeping, no disguise, just honest craft before your eyes. I make it with a heart, every part. Love in the mess, love in the art. If I say I should have, you'll understand. If I can't fix it, you still learn from my hands. Made with the heart from the start. This is creating with the heart. Not perfect, never planned, still proud of what I made by hand. If it shines or if it cracks, every lesson leads us back. I make it with a heart, every part. Failures and wins, they both leave a mark. So stay, create, don't be afraid. There's beauty in every risk you take. Made with a heart, that's the art. Thanks for creating with a heart. If I get it right, I'll show you how. If I get it wrong, you'll know it now.
And now for coating the back.
Lights on desk full, let's begin. Tiny sparks where the ideas spin. Pink and red in a raising glow. Watch a little magic flow. Not chasing perfect, just chasing fun. Every piece tells me I'm not done. Pour a little love, let it shine. Heart-shaped dreams in UV light. Maybe pre-made, still one of a kind. Every color choice is mine. Laugh it off if it's not right. Pour a little love tonight. Oh, 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 oh.
This time I am going to use proper jewellery chain for the pendant rather than cord. For the set that I'm going to keep, I'm going to measure how much chain I need based off a necklace that I already wear. And my daughter wants the other set, so I'll just guess at how much chain I think she would want. This part of the project took me as long as, if not longer than, the making jewellery itself because of my eyesight and dexterity and the tiny chain links. And yes, I'm wearing false nails, but as you can see, they're not long. Some of them are literally just to the ends of my natural nails. Others are a couple of mils longer than my natural nails. If you watch my last jewellery video, you'll see me struggle then as well. One of the problems I had was actually keeping hold of the jump rings with the pliers. For some reason, I would just keep dropping it. So jumping ahead, as you can see here, if I leave that like that, the pendant is going to be facing sideways. So I learned a tip, and I'm really sorry that I can't remember who I learned it from. Put a jump ring through, and that creates a sideways facing hole for you to put the chain through, which then makes the pendant sit facing the correct way. Sorry, as I said earlier, about still slipping out of frame. It's really hard to stay in frame when you're concentrating and when you need to get close to your product because you don't want your head under the camera. So I'll jump ahead again. Okay, both pendants done. Now onto the earrings. I've cut most of this out because I kept going out of frame because of struggling, needing to pull them closer to me. I've kept this one in for you because this is the one where I mainly stayed in frame, and you'll see how much I struggle. It's so difficult with something so small to keep a hold of it, push it through a hole, and then when you go to use your other pliers or your whatever that ring's called to close the jump ring, you've got the jump ring, you've got the bail or the hole on the actual piece, and then you've got your pliers on one side, your other pliers on the other side, all getting in the way of each other. Nightmare, nightmare, that's all I can say. I definitely need a lot more practice on this aspect of jewellery making. Not long to go now, just a little bit more fiddling about with the jewellery and cleaning them up a bit. So I will take this opportunity to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please hit the like button, and if you are not subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Don't forget to wait for the glamour shots. We shall see you out with a couple of minutes of music. Thank you, have a good week, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye.
In a quiet room, late night glow, mixing dreams with resin slow. Some ideas I already know, some scare me half to death, but I still go. Epoxy waves and UV light, trying to get it wrong to get it right. Hands not perfect, that's okay. Every mark is part of the way. I step outside, would feel safe and known. Build something beautiful on my own. If it breaks, I'll show you why. If it works, we'll both fly. I make it with heart, every part. Loving the mess, loving the art. If I say I should have, you'll understand. If I can't fix it, you still learn from my hands. Made with a heart from the start. This is creating with a heart. Some days smooth, some days rough, some days yeah, some days that's enough. But every pour, every try has a reason, has a why. If I find the way it's meant to be, I'll teach you step by step with me. If I don't, at least you'll know what not to do when you go. Comfort zones are made to bend. Mistakes can still be teachers' friend. No gatekeeping, no disguise, just honest craft before your eyes. I make it with the heart, every part. Loving the mess, loving the art.